going on, people? Welcome to the next episode of Footballbrehz, a football channel for the fans where we discuss, we debate, and we banter each other all day long. My name is Isha. I'm going to be your host for today's show. On the show today, we've got the usual crazy guys, the OS United fan, Kadus Chelsea fan, Kemal Arsenal fan.
How can you forget the true bro?
And last and usually least, Ben, Spurs fan.
The worst bro in here.
Wow.
You know, they always hate on the best bit guy, innit?
Wow. Wow.
Where you get the most
top
hate,
right,
that's
though, the top's the right. We'll give you that. The top's decent still. All right, guys.
I'm not saying anything.
For today's show, yeah, we're going to be looking at what's going on with Chelsea because it's normally like an amazing thing when you see Fabrizio Romano tweet, "Here we go." That is like a legendary thing. It happens once in a blue moon, and when it happens, it's big. But this week, in the last 7 days, we've seen it happen, like 4 or 5 times for one club, and pretty much all big names as well. So we felt
What's
like we
happened
had
for Arsenal as well?
About Chelsea. Arsenal, nothing.
Allow your team, innit?
Come on, talk about good players.
You're there, bruv. Your team is buying
like
Spurs academy rejects, bruv.
What are you talking about, man? Shut up, man. No one wants to play for you.
But
Who have you signed?
Who
who have you not signed? All right, listen, like Chelsea had a lot of weaknesses last season, right? And it looks like you're doing the same thing that Liverpool did. Like we had central defensive midfield has been a weakness for a long time, left back long time, CDM long time, centre back, goalkeeper, and we addressed all of that in a short space of time over like maybe 18 months. And it looks like you guys are doing it in one window. Like you're sorting out a fullback. We'll come back to if you should have signed for that amount or not. It looks like you're about to get a goalkeeper as well. That's only come out today from Sky Sports. If that's true, the little goalkeeper, that's crazy. You're signing Kai Havertz by the looks of it, who's an up-and-coming prodigy. Generation talent or not, guys, if you believe he is, comment below. You're getting Werner, you're getting Ziyech. It's crazy, man. You guys are basically buying what all of them are going to be in your first 11. Let's be real. None of them are going to be
money.
You're signing a new team. But the thing is, right, I can't even say it's oil money this time because they sold Hazard, they sold, who's the other one? Who's your striker?
Morata, we sold Pulisic, we sold, yeah.
Pulisic is recently new as well. Although technically you signed him and then did he stay for a year and then join you after that? Is that the deal you did?
He did, yeah.
For a year,
Yeah.
You had one more year left, so we let him stay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's an older deal. But now Chelsea's done some amazing business, man. So we just wanted to kind of discuss what is going on with Chelsea right now. And if you guys feel these signings were good and how good are they going to be for Chelsea next season? So Kemal, we're going to start with you, bro. Like, obviously, like, you must be vexed because these men are just buying up all the talent. And you guys, fair enough, you've got a centre-back in, but you've not really done the same level of business as your neighbours. So what do you think about their business, bro?
Well, it's not like we haven't done the same business. At the end of the day,
But you say you think you've done the same business?
well, I'm just saying they just it's like they won the lottery, isn't it? And they just go and spend money. Arsenal don't do that. We use the money that comes into the club.
million on Pepe.
We get the money that comes into the club, and then we invest in different people. That's what happens.
You spent 72 million pounds on
they're
Pepe,
spending
bro.
60 million on one player, 70 million on another player, 40 million over here, 50 million over here. You know, it's like a pick and mix shop. You know, unfortunately, Arsenal can't do that. So that's all that Chelsea really are. Chelsea's
can't you do that?
That just buys cups. They just buy cups. They don't.
Why can't you do that?
Because, you know, last season,
Why can't Arsenal do that?
Can I finish? Last season, all I heard, oh my God, Frank Lampard's coming, this young players, that young players, this. Obviously, they didn't do nothing. And then look what happens. They go out and spend the big money and getting in better players. All for your youth academy, yeah?
So hold on. So
club.
You don't rate them still coming in the top 4
No, I
with
don't
young
rate
players?
it. No, I don't, yeah. No, it wasn't that good. It wasn't good. They didn't win
where
nothing.
did your team
It's crap.
come?
We won a cup.
No, where did your team
But you don't know about winning cups at the end of the day because
why
you're
you
a
not
club that
answering
can't do
question?
it.
Where
So
did your team
don't
come in
answer
the league, bro?
They come eighth.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
How much
8.
did you spend? So how much did you spend on Pepe?
Well, we haven't spent that much. I think we spent 30 mil. Because we're paying off in stages. So
I said
30 mil.
you're doing like more than Chelsea.
We spent 30 mil because we're paying off in stages.
How much was?
You're doing that Argos thing, right? Where you have to pay like in installments.
Basically, yes. Installments.
Back in the day.
Remember them things. Why is everyone laughing for? Why is everyone laughing? Okay.
Because you're a joke club.
1 second. The only person that should be laughing is Isha and Isha only because Isha actually won
Argos
something this
don't even
season.
do that
All
anymore.
you
That's
1,
a
2,
lighthouse
3 joke Brehz didn't win anything. So please zip it. But my question is to Kadus. I have a question. What happened to that young talent that everyone was being inspired to be? Oh yeah, Chelsea, we got this transfer ban. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Our youth is gonna take us forward.
Good point.
What's happened now? The youth have gone out the window.
Why?
I'm asking you. That's my question. What happened to your youth?
But I'm asking you why.
Why what?
When Lampard first came into Chelsea, actually no, when Mourinho came into Chelsea, there was a mentality that was brought in, which was you train hard, you work hard, you show up out on the pitch. Is the reason why we broke the records that we did, and that we were able to then secure another Premiership the year after. It's something that's led throughout the next 15 years. There's been a desire for us to win trophies, right? Simple as. That's Chelsea Football Club in general. The fact of the matter is we've invested way too much for us to try and make steps backwards. At the end of the day, we were in a position where we had to utilize the youth. Now, we were able to get the best out of them in that time, and we've seen that there were youth players there that can get into that starting 11, right? Simple. But at the end of the day...
And they did more than Arsenal as well, with the youth.
Exactly. So here's the thing.
Hold on.
In the league,
Arsenal would go through... Yeah, but we was going through a problem with our old manager. We had a lot of problems in the club.
But when we say that about, our manager or stuff, you guys say, but you can't keep saying transition. So why is it okay for you guys to say that?
No, but you've been in transition for 6-7 years.
No,
you've been in transition since 2003, bruv.
How long have you guys been? When did Wenger leave?
3 years ago.
2.5
years ago. 2 years ago.
So for you, so when Wenger was there, exactly. So 2-3 years ago, I'd say when Wenger was there, was it kind of a transition for you guys? Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a lot of problems. Obviously, they wanted to get this director of football, and now we've realised he's been sacked. What was the point of his role? There was a lot of issues.
I think that director of football did good things for you guys because you can see you were getting a certain type of players. He's the one that found Martinelli for you guys. He's the one that found I think it was Torreira.
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was the I believe Swedish bro that left 2 years ago.
I would double check, bro, your facts because you're.
That weren't Raul. Are you sure? Raul. I don't think it was Raul, bro. Raul got the Pepe deal done and obviously paid agency fees because he's used to doing that. That's why he's been sacked. Well, that's why he left.
Okay.
It's a joke club, bro.
Okay.
So anyway, yes, our young players can potentially get into that starting 11. Yes, they have to work hard. That's the environment that we're creating right now. You work hard. It's why Callum Hudson-Odoi is doing extra training. It's why he's the first person in, last person out, because we are challenging that. Lampard has said it. This isn't a team for pussies right now. If you want to play, you got to prove it.
Why you got
and that's what it is. And he's
But they never got rid of him. They never got rid of him. He left. He chose a better club.
Come on.
Okay, listen. Come on, relax.
Be honest.
They never got rid of him. Hold on. They offered him a contract and he wanted 3 years.
They offered him a 2-year contract because he's 39 or whatever he is. And the club said, he said, no, I want 3 years because he wants to have guarantees that he's going to get paid 3 years rather than 2 years.
Exactly.
They said, no, we're giving you 2 years. So he said, okay, I'm not going to take 2 years. I'm going to leave. So you guys were the ones that offered him
Chelsea
3 years.
But it's just...
So you can't say he left them. It's not like he left them.
Just get stitched.
He did leave. Bro. He did leave. He didn't accept what was on the table.
What he wanted.
He had an offer on the table. He had an offer on the table. He decided not to accept it.
Okay.
This is why Arsenal Brehz are delusional.
Look at this, Kemal. If they gave him
he left. You're right.
If he gave him 3 years, he wouldn't be at Arsenal right now.
Well, we don't know that, do we?
We do know that. He asked for 2 years.
He said that. He said that.
Because he didn't know that Arsenal were knocking on the door. When Arsenal come knocking, people listen.
No. William said that he was upset at the board. because he wanted the 3 years. He said
At
by
the
himself.
time,
He said
yes,
he
of
wanted to
course
stay.
he was upset.
He wanted
But then
to
he
stay.
realised that Arsenal came knocking, and he was like, "Oh snap!
Okay.
Okay,
I
cool."
think Kemal's bantering.
He's like, yeah, Europa League now. That's what he was thinking. Okay,
William's
continue.
time
Right.
at Chelsea won more than all the trophies that Arsenal won in the time he was at Chelsea. Is that
Okay,
correct?
congratulations to him. Yeah, that is correct.
So why is he going to a bigger club if he's winning more trophies where he is?
Because he can see it's on a downfall now. It's going
Yeah.
downwards. Chelsea's going downhill. Arsenal on their way up. That's why, bro.
Chelsea is going.
What, from ninth place? Wait, Arsenal's on the way up from ninth, yeah?
Let me just get this logic. Hold on. Forget about the league title. So Chelsea's going downhill by signing Ziyech, Werner.
They all need to
I
perform in the
haven't-
Premiership. They all need to
goalkeeper.
perform.
No,
They've never
but,
been in the, they
but
need
you're
to
saying
perform
they're
in the
going
Premiership, yeah?
downhill,
True.
and you guys are going uphill.
So it's all good bringing in 3 or 4 new players, but they have to become a unit. That might not happen overnight.
It's the same with you guys bringing in Gabriel. Who knows? Nobody knows.
Gabriel hasn't signed anything. So
Okay, bringing
let's
in
just wait and
William.
see.
Can I also
He's played in the
can I also
Premiership,
just
so it's a
say-
little bit different, isn't it?
Can I also
Been in
can
the
I also just say, Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner have been here for
He's
a
a
while.
bad
So they've
man.
actually trained with the team
He's a bad man.
for a
I
while
like him.
before. So
I wish he was at Arsenal.
Of course.
So he's
yeah,
a
of
good
course,
player.
yeah.
He was a good
He's
player.
not.
I can't hate on that.
That's
Chose Chelsea.
So then we're not on the downhill if we've just signed a good player. Like, it doesn't make sense then. Does it?
Fine, we know he's
Let's just see
chatting
what
shit,
happens.
bro.
So I was wanting to discuss like what, especially Kadus, I'm going to come to you first because you got the best insight on what you expect to see here. What is your expected formation? How do you think Chelsea's going to line up tactically? And how do you think the game that you guys are going to play is going to change from this season?
So first and foremost, I just want to say that Roman Abramovich is probably one of the best owners in football. Just want to say. So thank you, Roman. Thank you for what you've done to this club. You've transformed this club into an elite club. An elite club, yeah? An elite club. So let me just tell you something.
The best in England, right? He's probably the best owner in England, right? There's no other owner.
I would say, let's be real. I think he is. By the Leicester's own. Leicester's own is pretty sick as well.
Leicester's owners are amazing. Yeah.
So
Leicester's owners are amazing to the club in general. Abramovich just wants to have W's. I respect that.
No. The club was treated. If you know, during COVID, we actually paid the club full price. What happened with Arsenal? What happened with Arsenal? So what happens? How many? I'm quite sure everyone was good over there. Yeah,
55.
Everyone's still got their jobs.
Sacked. Yeah. We know.
Everyone's okay. Cool. So
anyway, sorry.
Thank you, Roman. Look, it's gonna be a very interesting season coming up. I think that we're gonna probably go back to
Russia, but
a 4-3-3. Say that again, sir. You also don't have ambition. So anyway, so it's 4-3-3. I'm assuming that we're probably going to go.
You say you don't have an ambition, but when was the last time you actually won a cup? Because we won one.
It was actually the season before. We actually won the Europa. You remember the
Let
Europa
my
League
man
final?
finish, bruv. What's wrong
Do you remember the Europa League final?
Let him
Do you remember that?
Go.
Okay. So, oh my God. So, in regards to what we're doing right now, 4-3-3. So, it was very clear to see what was happening last season. I think Chelsea was second in the league for chances created, which is a pretty nice effort because that was one of our biggest issues with Hazard. He was a phenomenal player, but I think the majority of our creation was coming through him. So there was always going to be question marks in terms of how we were going to perform. And I think Lampard, for what he's done, has started to kind of really implement what he wants us to do. And unfortunately, we didn't have the right personnel. We've had to chop and change a lot this season, injuries, and we were able to finish fourth. So, it was good now to see the board actually backing him and putting their money where their mouth is. There's been an actual plan that's been put out in terms of what the club is planning on doing. I think top 4 has accelerated things because originally, if it was a top 6 finish, we would still be bringing in players in, but it will be in drips and drabs. But I feel with that top 4 place, I think Abramovich was trying to make the most of the situation, man. And it's a very exciting time to be a Chelsea fan.
I hear that, man. I hear that. So talk me through your lineup, man. So who are you saying is your back 5? If it's a 4-3-3, is your new keeper coming in to replace Kepa?
Well, we don't know. I mean, we have to wait and see what happens. But from Yeah. But from what I've heard, though, from what we've done, we've hired a new defensive coach and we've hired Shay Givens, apparently, as a goalkeeper coach as well to try and improve. Hilario's trash. I don't even know why he's still there, to be honest with you.
Who?
But I think Hilario is one of the goalkeeper coaches. So we'll see. Even Czech said he may be coming in on his days off to help out as well. I mean, I wouldn't be too fussed if I can see that there's structure in place to try and bring Kepa up to a level. But I would like to see us bring a new goalkeeper. But it is what it is. I mean, our defense should be looking a lot more solid now with the defensive enforcements that we brought in. So we'll see. But I'd say a back four. Reece James, obviously, in the right. I'd have Thiago Silva for sure. Kurt Zuma, and then Ben Chilwell when he's fit. Obviously, he's going to miss.
What, Zuma over Rudiger?
For sure.
Yes, 110%. 110%.
That's a
I think Zuma is going to be athletic. He's shown already. He saved our asses bare times, especially post COVID. I think he's been our best centre back. So that back four, with Thiago's leadership, we should be a little bit more solid.
But that's why when you asked me, would Man United take Thiago, I said no, because we kind of had a Thiago in the build of Maguire. Because imagine you have Maguire and Thiago in the same team, we're dead. We're just going to be beaten by pace, But you've got Zuma that's going to complement him so well. I think it's going to be very good, and his leadership is going to solidify that back line. I feel, and one of the biggest thing for me was the fact that we brought in a new defensive coach, because it just showed me and it showed the fans that Lampard can see the areas in which we're lacking, and he's working actively on making sure that he's fixing that. So fair play to Lampard, fair play to the board for noticing that early. In midfield, this is a tough one for me. I mean, Kai Havertz. So yeah, it would be a 6. I'd have a 6 and then a double, a 2-8. So then I'd have obviously Kante as a 6 for sure. I heard he was leaving. Is there any truth in that? I heard reports that you guys might be putting up for sale.
Well, this reports that United are after him, but I don't think that's. But Lampard is.
There was something with Pogba and Kante, and Pogba telling Kante that he would want him to join him, or I don't know. There was some weird stuff I was reading, but I didn't post it because it wasn't.
If Kante goes, who we got left apart from Jorginho?
We've got Ampadu, we've got Billy Gilmore, but Kante's not going to go. It wouldn't, and it wouldn't. Kante's still, for me, when he's fit, one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. So there's no way that we're going to sell that to our direct rival to strengthen him. It's just silly. But Kante will be starting, and Lampard has said that he's an important part of the team. So Kante would be in that 6, but then we've got Ampadu as well, who I rate highly. I think he's underrated, and I would like to see him get some minutes in.
He won't be starting lineup.
The 2-8s.
He won't be starting.
It won't be the starting lineup. No, it'll be Kante. Kante 6 all day. Then I'd have Kai Havertz for sure on the left. Big man. And then it's going to be hard. I mean, I'd probably have Kovacic in there, but I'd probably say Mount. Mount would give the balance. I feel Kai Havertz is that. Yeah, I think Kai Havertz for me is he likes picking the ball up deep. He's very technical, and then he likes to make late runs into the final third. I think Mount with his work rate would complement Havertz nicely. But then Kovacic as well.
What about Pulisic?
Then see realistically Lampard starting Kovacic. I don't know, man. This is the crazy thing. I've been thinking about this all day.
I think Kovacic will be the box to box.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think Kai Havertz will be the one that's more creative, and Kovacic will be the one that's controlling the midfield, I think.
Yeah, because he's the passer. He's the intricate guy that can. He's press resistant. He will find that pass and he'll move it on to Kai Havertz, who links the two. So I think that makes the most sense to me. And I feel like Mount is great.
Yes.
When you need to get past like pacey players.
But that's the beauty. They've got both. And
wait, hold on. You said 4-3-3, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got Kante.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying Kante, Kai Havertz.
Yeah. And then
who else? And Mount. Okay, what about Loftus-Cheek?
That's who I was talking about. Ghost. I always forget his name. It looks like
there's no way he's starting. There's no way.
It's on the bench.
He needs to get more minutes.
He has.
No.
Who's he starting ahead of?
Well, it's him or Mount. It's him or Mount, really.
No, but Ben, Ben, I hear what you're saying because I'm a Loftus-Cheek fan as well. But we need to also take into consideration what we saw the season just gone. Mount has been one of our best players, and so has Kovacic. So they're gonna get the call. Granted, Loftus-Cheek now needs to work hard and get his minutes, and I'm quite sure he's impressing because he's coming back. I'm seeing him kind of making glimpses of what he was like before.
Because he had a bad injury.
Does that mean you also don't have Jorginho then?
Yeah.
Well, Jorginho's not part of the plans, but he's going. Jorginho's going.
Is he leaving?
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah,
and fair play. And listen, as a Chelsea fan, I want to thank Jorginho for what he's done for the club. I think he's a phenomenal player, but he's a very niche. He's a very niche player, and there needs to be a system where he's that regista, and at the moment we can't do a double pivot. That's not where I can see Lampard trying to do.
You wanted to thank him for what he did. What did he do?
He was a good player. He was a good player. He was a good
Oh,
player.
so the cutthroat straight.
Listen, bro. I've had 2 glasses of wine tonight. I'm happy. I'm happy right now. It's all love for me. It's all love for
I've
me.
just been drinking water like United's fucking.
All right, front three. Hey, what's your front three?
Pulisic on the left, easy. Can I also just say, the guy was on average, I think, 3 goals a season. Came to Chelsea, 11 goals, 10 assists.
Mad.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
Mad.
And
hardly played any games too. Injuries.
Fluke.
Does that mean your other 2 are your 2 signings then?
Yes, of course, sir. Timo Werner.
Okay, I'm sensing that Pulisic is going to be an injury-prone player for Chelsea.
Yes, I do too. And you know what? This is going to be a good time for Callum Hudson-Odoi as well to step up too, because I saw him against Bayern Munich, and he's hungry, and I think he deserves. I think he deserves a chance.
Injuries as well.
No, but he's gotten through it. He looks a lot more stronger. He looks like he's a lot more focused, and I think the injuries is playing into bad as well. So I think now we're going to see a different player, especially now he's going to be surrounded by quality. I think we're going to see a lot from Callum Hudson-Odoi. So but yes, I do agree, Mook. I think Pulisic needs to get a bit stronger.
Yeah.
I think he's had to push himself physically. Obviously, his stats have improved, but he's getting injury prone. So we need to figure out how to get him stronger so he can develop. But yeah, man, he's young. This is the thing. These are young players, 21, 20. We've got this is. I think Chelsea now are building for the next 10 years. In my opinion, we're trying to secure a base right now. The same way that Mourinho came in and implemented the structure. I think Lampard is the same. I can sense it. He's hungry, and he's shown it already. When players aren't playing well, you're not going to be playing the next game. Simple. He's benched Kepa for a large part of the season.
Do you think that squad will hit the ground running in the beginning of the season next month?
Well, that's the big question. And no one really knows. But we would hope so. I mean, Timo Werner,
like there's a lot of changes there that would need time.
But here's the thing as well. This is why I'm not too fussed about rotation, because when Pulisic came into the squad, he didn't start straight away. When he came on, he had parts to play, and Lampard benched him and brought him on. And when he brought him on, he was a lot better. So I think Lampard is, I wouldn't be surprised if he started drip feeding some of these players in, depending on how we look in pre-season. But like I said, Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner have already been playing. They've been playing there for about a month or so now. So they should already be a little bit acclimated. And I think that's helped us a lot. So obviously Kai Havertz will be the one who has to, catch up. But I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into the last point, because obviously you guys are spending north of 200 mil, which is a lot of money in this day and age, even for now. So with that kind of outlay on the type of players that you guys are signing, like, I don't feel like you're leaving many weaknesses in your team. How does this impact the expectation for the next season or two for Chelsea? Like, next season, is it fair for us to say you should be winning a trophy next year? Is that a fair level to judge?
I would like to see us winning a trophy. Listen, here's the thing. I'm realistic, but at the same time, I'm optimistic, right? Chelsea finished top 4, season just gone. Joint points with United, and we tried. It's very obvious to see what our errors were, but we also then saw. Well, I saw as a Chelsea fan, I saw what Lampard was trying to do. So he's shown what he can do with the type of players that he had. Now we've said, right, this is the plan. We're going to invest in you. We're going to invest in the club. We can see this moving for the next 10 years. We've now put in players that could potentially fit that system. So if anything, we're stronger. We got into a final last season and we finished top 4. So yeah, I'm expecting silverware. I don't care what silverware. I'm just expecting silverware, and I'm expecting a top 3 finish. As the optimist in me. Obviously, we have to be realistic. The players need to gel, so on and so forth. But there's way too much talent there.
I think that's realistic, though.
Yeah.
What you said is realistic. Like, if you look at what it is now, United haven't signed anybody. Arsenal have signed a couple of players, but I don't think enough to pose a threat to you guys. Who else? Tottenham are just Tottenham right now.
In your opinion?
They've just signed one player, I think, right? Holberg. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, Pierre.
And what's it? Joe Hart as well.
And Joe Hart.
Yeah, he's a third. He's a third, bruv. He's not even a second.
So I think if we look at it just
Arsenal signed a few players, by the way. We signed a few.
I know you have,
bruv. Why do you always want attention?
No, because we got the loan players. They've done permanent deals as well.
Yeah, for sure.
The Mari and Cedric, so they're permanent players now.
I don't think it's enough.
Are you trying to compare that to what Chelsea have signed?
No, I'm just saying what we said. I'm just saying we've signed a few players. That's what I'm saying.
Can I just say, Gabriel's a good signing. If you get him,
Mukhtar's point was looking at the
10 backs.
Basically, what I was saying before Kemal made it about Arsenal. I was saying that with Chelsea, with everybody's business in the transfer right now, if it stayed like this, Chelsea they can't finish below third. They can't
110%.
And you need to win a trophy. Like, you need
110%.
Because you got into a semi-final this season.
However, I'm just curious the amount of pressure that's going to be on Lampard.
Yeah, huge.
Because it'll be like, you spent all this money in the summer.
I think the thing is,
okay, hang on, hold up.
He's going to the board that trust in him because they've shown that by giving him the money. So I think that's going to help him. But at the same time, it's a business. Like, even though it's football, it's a business. Like, you can't just go and do the same thing that you just did the season before.
The only way
Abramovich sacks.
The only way. Listen. Yes, Kemal. Okay, that's you're correct there. He does sack managers.
Correct. You don't need to tell me. I know I'm right.
Okay, but that's fine. I just want to just make sure. I'm just want to let you know. Have you? How long, bro? How long?
I didn't just start when Abramovich come to the Premiership. To the Premiership.
Okay, what?
Wow.
Have a drink, bruv.
That was brilliant.
As I was saying, Lampard is a phenomenal player, right? He was a phenomenal player. 177 goals scored, right? Amazing. No, but we're not having that conversation. That's they were both phenomenal players. So what I want to say in regards to Lampard is he knows pressure, right? He knows pressure. He was the main part of the reason why Chelsea was successful, right? If we're talking about actual natural ability, I mean, he was quality, but the reason why Lampard was so good was he worked hard. He was a workhorse. It was the reason why as he got older, his game changed. He was very clever. His football IQ is very clever. I can see what now he's brought back to the club. He's brought back to the club. He's brought back hunger in the semi-finals against Leicester. Let me land. So in regards to Leicester City in the semi-final, right, when we were playing crap for that first half, and he turned around to people and said, "You're not fit to wear the badge the way you're playing," and people came on and worked their ass off and got that win. It's stuff like that is for me
against Leicester.
What I want to see at this club.
What was that? When was that game?
Oh, no, the quarterfinals, sir.
Sorry. You said semis. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. My bad. What? Okay. Anyway, so we can start to see that now in this club. I think he's tenacious and he wants people now to fight. So yeah, we have to be better. We have to be better. But the platform is there. The ingredients are there. Just the sooner that we can gel, the sooner that we can understand the system, then yeah, it's going to be a different Chelsea next season.
And the temper's there. So
exactly. He's angry.
Tempers tend to flare up even more when you're under pressure.
No, but
Did he end up saying or doing the wrong thing because of temper, like he did against Liverpool?
It's not a bad thing, I don't think.
No,
I think you need a bit.
I congratulate him for that. I'm glad because what happened was, that was passion there, and at the end, he composed himself and he answered response. Like, listen, at the end of the day, passion is passion. I want to see passion. I want to see passion from a manager. I don't want no timid guy who's going to try and be politically correct with it. No, I want my manager to be passionate.
Like
that's
Jose.
what Chelsea needs to be. Is a reason, like Jose in his prime, not now. That's what I want to see. So, you know, we have to, yes, top 3 and silverware for sure.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I mean, just to caveat it a little bit. I mean, looking at Liverpool, right? Liverpool seems to be like the benchmark for a team that's coming from the remotely average, real average, let's be real, to one of the best teams in the world. And looking at what we've done to achieve that, I've been looking, right? I didn't even realize that Klopp has had 4 full seasons at Liverpool and a half. So he's been here for a while. The first season, when he took over from Brendan Rodgers, we finished 8th. He didn't have a summer to buy any players. He didn't buy anyone. His next 2 seasons, he finished 4th, and then he finished 2nd, and then he finished 1st. And obviously in the last winning trophy. So I guess that's kind of like, if we're using that as a benchmark, it's a blueprint to imprint on Lampard to say, okay, he's had 1 full season. This is his next season. Maybe in the 3rd season, we really begin to judge this guy. Unless next season is terrible and you lot finish like 7th, like you knocked out cups early, the football's not good, then we see it differently. But I think if you guys live up to a certain level of expectation, even if you don't win a trophy, but you finish in the top 3, you show more intent in attacking football, you show what your brand is going to be moving forward, maybe it's not a failure if you don't win a trophy. Do you know what I mean?
No,
So I'm telling you now.
That's the original. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kadus, I'm telling you,
yes,
you'll
Ben.
be sitting here this time next year, and you'll be saying to me, "Lampard out."
No, I won't. No, I won't.
I don't think Kadus will ever say that.
No, I won't. No, I won't.
But I don't agree though, because
What?
they're showing intent like no other team is showing. Like when's the last time a team has shown intent this way? Like just a team, not even Liverpool. Like you guys got Van Dijk, but who else did you get at that time? Like,
Alisson, no?
That was it, because we got him in January.
Keita, didn't you get
We didn't
Keita?
get anyone else. No, that was after. We got Naby Keita.
they did their thing sporadically, whereas Chelsea are saying, you know what, F you all. We want it now. And they're just getting everybody boom, boom now. Like 2 days after 2 days, you're just seeing links. So for me, that's showing intent. It's showing like we're coming for everything. You know, we're going to try our best. Now, I'm not saying you have to win everything, but you have to show that there's an improvement from this season, no matter what happens.
110%. And I don't think that as a Chelsea fan, I'm going to be disappointed in regards to that. I think that there's going to be significant improvement.
Yeah.
And I think based on how we played, put it this way, like I said before, with the players that we had the season just gone, we were still pretty high in terms of chances created. One of our biggest issues was not finishing chances. We've now brought in players that can do that. So we've now brought in a new defensive coach. We've now brought in a leader for the back 4. So all of those little things that we had issues with, we brought in things to strengthen it. So we haven't. If we go back, then something's terribly wrong. Like if you go back, then Lampard should be sacked. Really, if you finish top 10, like cool. But there's going to be improvements because, again, what we've seen from Lampard is he has a plan. No one wanted Chilwell for the most part. Lampard wanted Chilwell. The Chelsea fan base right now are supporting Lampard because we can see his vision. We can see what he's trying to do. So at the end of the day, I think that we're going to see a different Chelsea for sure next season. I want to see us top 3, like I said, but I think we'll be okay.
Kadus, can I ask you a question? Can you finish your front 3 for me, please? Because I didn't hear your front 3.
Oh, okay. So Pulisic in the left.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have Timo Werner in the middle, and then I'd have Hakim Ziyech on the right.
Was that not obvious to you? Was that not obvious to you?
I'm just gonna say it's gonna be an interesting season next season, boy. With people like
that's a front 3. That's a good front 3.
Serious front 3.
No, it's a serious front 3. I think Timo Werner scored 28 goals last season. Hakim Ziyech 12 assists last season. It's looking nice, but let's see what United are going to do as well. Because I think United. I think we still have Liverpool waiting for Thiago. Arsenal, I'm not too sure what you guys are doing. Well, no one really cares about you.
Well, you should care.
And
You should care. You should care about us because we're going to be the dark horse. We are going to be the dark horse. You watch.
I was going to ask this question actually, but I don't know if it should be for another podcast. But I feel like Arsenal, you lot are starting to play better football. You're sorting out your defense in bits and bobs. But like, you lot could be a dark horse for top 4, a real dark horse.
I'm going to go for top 6. Anything is a bonus. I'll go for we should finish top 6. And if we get to top 4, I'll be happy.
Next season is top 6.
Top 6? Are you mad?
That's top 4, of course. It's top 4.
Damn, shut up, bruv. You said top 6, man.
Yeah, because I don't want to pull it out there too soon. But of course, it's for top 4.
You honestly, mad? Deep in your heart,
the best striker in the Premiership.
6.
You don't think we're going to get top 4? Come on, off it.
Well, you had him last season and you didn't.
Hold on. We had 2 different managers. There was a complete mess. Haven't you noticed certain people from the club are just getting dashed out very, very quickly? And we need defense. We need certain players, and it seems like they're all coming.
Well, you already know. I already said that your manager is taking you in the right direction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think he looks the most positive out of Chelsea, United, and Arsenal. I think he, in terms of tactical awareness, in terms of really changing a team round, he seems to have done he seems to have done the most. Like Chelsea, of course, Lampard has done good as well, but this guy,
I don't think he's afraid as well of upsetting people.
No, he's not.
No, of course not.
Ozil, he benched Pepe when he wasn't playing. He benched Lacazette.
He benches a lot of people. He doesn't care. No one's their egos, whatever. And that's what we need.
And for me, that's Ollie's weakness. Ollie, he don't want to upset nobody, bro. Like, people can play shit and he'll still play them just because of their name, and that's a big problem.
The Gea in the semi-final, I think, was the biggest question mark for me. I don't understand why you didn't.
Why did he come on? I don't understand. I thought the other.
I still don't know.
Right, nobody knows.
Bro.
I mean, I think maybe he wanted. Maybe he did that. Maybe
Arsenal top 4.
Maybe he did the thing of putting your arm around the player.
It's too late, bro. You said top 6. Don't try.
You can't come back from that.
I can do what I want. Arsenal top 4.
And Ben, where's Spurs finishing next season, Ben?
Definitely top 4. I think.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Confirmed.
Definitely this season, and look where you guys finished.
Oh, that's amazing.
We had to
be fair, they finished higher than
we had to change a manager this season.
We want to come. Kadus, come on, man. Come on. You know it's all about winning. You're a club that likes to get trophies, yeah? Aren't you, Kadus? So
who's
come on.
your top 4? Who's your top 4?
Who's my top 4?
Yeah. Whose place are you taking, basically?
What?
Like, whose place are you taking in the top 4?
Boy, I think we're more likely to take Chelsea's place.
Boy!
Let's hear me
don't
out.
Believe that. Stop lying.
Hear me out. Because
Chelsea.
This is why I was asking Kadus about, do you think you're going to hit the ground running? I don't think. Yes, they're recruiting some serious players, but I think with that they're not going to hit the ground running straight away, and I think that's going to be an advantage. That's the way I see it.
I mean, there is always that possibility that they don't click straight away.
It's like what Ish said. Like with Liverpool, it took 4 seasons.
But also Lampard. But again,
when Van Dijk came in, it was straight away the impact.
Yeah.
Alisson started off a bit slow with those.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's how I see it. So yeah, obviously.
But also. Okay, sorry. Finish, brother. Finish.
No, obviously the competition is high. Like just like this season was, it's high. Man United are up. Look, everyone's up.
I said if Man United don't sign anybody now, top 6. Like I think it's going to be a 6th place situation for us.
Yeah, and
if we don't sign anybody now.
Yeah, and the form that you guys have been on since the restart has been worrying. If I was a United fan, I'd be concerned about that.
I personally think that's because of the fatigue. I think
the fatigue,
and now they will rest it out, and I think they'll come back fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about the depth. He has no trust outside the starting 11. So he never makes changes until it's late. So if we don't sign players, I really believe that we're in danger of taking 4 or 5 steps back and finishing maybe 6 next season.
You have to sign players. You have to sign players.
Yeah. The thing for Spurs I know is I feel like Mourinho will bring some level of consistency, and that's what I'm hoping for. Because if we get some level of consistency, then I think we have a great chance of top 4.
How long has Mourinho been at the job now?
He's going to be a year in November.
Don't you think it was a bit more up and down than consistency so far?
Fam, are you mad? We were below you guys before Jose came in to the squad,
but in terms of your performances, were up, your performance has been consistent.
Our performances were no, they weren't consistent because as soon as he came in, he had work to do.
But you guys were the worst
situation. But then look, after COVID and everything, we started doing okay. I think it was just before COVID there was a lot of inconsistencies because Jose's just come in November. Then we're trying to sort everything out. Then there's this whole COVID situation and everything. So only after the COVID situation, then we started doing better, and that's why everyone was saying we had the best advantage, and we had bare injuries as well. We had bare injuries going on. We didn't have a forward or anything. So, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I feel like
top 4 there.
Top 4.
Jeez.
Man, we're going to come back to this video, bro.
Jeez.
All right. Just
anything.
Just to end the video, I just want to ask everybody one time for Chelsea, because it's a Chelsea video, who do you think Chelsea's strongest player is going to be next season, the one to watch, and who's going to be their weakest link? So I'm going to come to Ben first. Who do you think is going to be the best Chelsea player next year, and who do you think is going to be the worst?
For me, I think the best Chelsea player, and I think he'll probably settle in really quickly, Timo Werner. I think he will just hit the ball running. That guy is just a natural goal scorer, and I just see him banging goals. Kind of like what Aubameyang did when he came. He just straight hit the ground running, started banging goals. So,
it just feels so good to be a Chelsea fan right now, man. I'm feeling like an energy today, man. I'm feeling the energy.
The worst?
The worst, I think Chilwell will struggle.
Really?
First season to settle in.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why. I just think he will struggle a little bit if he comes in.
Okay.
If he doesn't actually come in, looking at the team and the squad and everyone that's in at the moment, I think my next person will probably be going by your starting lineup, Kadus. I think it will probably be Kovacic.
For me, it's the opposite. So maybe I'll go with mine. So I think for me, I think the best ones will be Kovacic and possibly Pulisic. Those two, I think, will be the standout performers next season. I just think, yes, the new signings will be great, but I have a feeling these are going to be the heartbeat of the club. And then the worst, I think, weakness will be the goalkeeper, I think. Because they still haven't signed a new goalkeeper yet, and if they're going with...
But they're looking at that Lille goalkeeper.
Yeah, but there's no guarantees of that or anything.
No guarantees, yeah.
And that's where they had their issues. But everywhere else on the pitch, I don't really see another weakness, to be honest with you. Their right back's pretty secure. That Reece James is very, very good. Left back...
Do you know what I'm jealous of? Thiago, man.
Yeah, Thiago to Liverpool is madness. But
that guy with the level of experience he has, and just as a communicator, like when you watch the matches he plays, and because now you can hear so much without fans, you just hear him constantly screaming, talking, and everything. And I think with the young players you guys have got, he's going to be just there.
Yeah.
Exactly, and he's going to bring a winning mentality to that Chelsea club because there's going to be a lot of young players.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Thiago. Okay, I think about Liverpool. My bad.
No. Thiago Silva.
Why did he go to Liverpool?
All right, Kemal, what are you saying, bro? Who's going to be the best and the worst of Chelsea next season?
I think the best. The guy that I assumed was coming Arsenal, but never quite made it. There, he went to the
Which one?
Wrong
There's
part
quite
of
a few of
London.
them at Chelsea. Which one?
There's only one. There's only one. Kadus, who is it?
Mr. Hakeem Ziyech.
Yeah, I was really angry about that one. I was really angry.
But if he went to Arsenal, Pepe as well there, who are you going to start? Him or Pepe?
Him. I think he's wicked. I was vexed about that one. But anyway, I think he's going to really hit the
So you
ground
think
running.
Pepe would have stayed in the bench when you man are still paying installments?
Doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter.
Pepe needs to perform. If you don't perform, he needs to sit on the bench. Simple.
So I think he's going to do really well, and I agree with OS. I think the goalkeeper is going to be a big issue. You know, second to him, it might be Zuma. You know, everyone thinks he's amazing, but Zuma might have a.
Oh my god!
I can hear that. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
He's so.
Wow.
I'm
not disrespecting him, by the way, Kadus. I do have some respect on him, his name, but I think he.
But listen, Zuma could be the Gomez of Liverpool.
That's 100.
Yeah.
Him next to Silva is going to be everything for him. You're going to
see.
You're going to see.
He will level up his defensive game. Trust me.
I would take Zuma in a heartbeat at Man United. Him next to Maguire, I think would be a great partnership.
Zuma just needs a leader, and Rudiger is not that leader to tell him.
Rudiger makes too many mistakes. He's not the one, man.
Rudiger's too busy dancing in the changing rooms, man. That's not the leader we need.
And it's Zuma's positive mentality. Every feedback he gets, he just seems to take it positively. He doesn't get vexed or I'm getting told to do this. Nah, just cracks on with it. Yeah,
I agree. I agree. I mean, for me personally, I feel like the strongest player is going to be Pulisic. Is depending on his injury record. I feel like he's going to be the strongest player because from what I've seen this season, I think he could be a much better player than Hazard, and I do think Hazard's amazing. But Pulisic, I see an end product to his game that I think even Hazard didn't have. But he's got the ability to dribble to the same level. Pulisic, I think, is going to be clinical, man. The goals I've seen him score this season, like his finishing, I think is very, very elite. I feel like he's
Don't you feel Hazard was carrying the team for a long time, though?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like his finishing.
I haven't seen Pulisic being able to carry the team, though.
Hazard done a lot of work for Chelsea.
That's a big shout, Isha, man. That's a big shout. Like, put respect on Hazard's name.
Do you know the only thing I was thinking when you're saying that.
Coming from that guy's mind.
Yeah, but I mean, Pulisic has great talent. We're gonna see. I mean, if he lives up to that.
I can just feel it. You know, when you just have this feeling, you're watching a great player unfold. I feel that when I watch him, and it pains me because Liverpool wanted him so bad. And when we went for him, they're like too much money, so we left it. And Jurgen Klopp was a big fan of the guy, and I just feel like he was the type of player we were missing at the time. And we got Salah in the end anyway. But yeah, I just got this funny feeling that Pulisic is gonna become world class real soon. I got the feeling.
He's got to put some muscle on. He's got to put some muscle on.
So here's my concerns about Pulisic. OS mentioned it, injuries. Because Hazard will because being that type of player, like you get fouled bare. Hazard will just get up, get on with it. Pulisic seems to be feeling it a lot more. So
he's a kid. The guy is 21 years of age. He still needs to put some meat on. Like the issue right now is you're playing for a high energetic team, so you know your work rate is going to be a lot higher.
The worry about him though is his injuries are hamstring usually, and he's a fast player. So that's the concern. Like, is it like a hamstring recurrence that keeps on coming because of that? We'll see.
Exactly. Will that slow him down?
So you hope not. You hope not for your.
No. I hope not. And I'm hoping now that the medical team is seeing that and they can actually help to counteract it. Maybe, but we're not rushing him back. I think Lampard even said that he's gonna miss a good few games at the beginning of the season because we want to make sure that we can phase him back in. So it's only time will tell. You know, only time will tell.
And that's why it's important to have depth in your team as well to account for these type of things, isn't it? But yeah, and I feel like I agree with you guys. I think the worst one's going to be the keeper if you don't replace him. He's going to be your weak link by a mile. Other than that, I don't see any particular weaknesses in your team. It's just going to be a case of how good are you compared to the other amazing teams. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no actual weakness. It's just who's
and can we gel? Can we gel? But I'm just saying, can we gel? And that's going to be the biggest challenge. In regards for me, I'll keep it short and sweet. Hakim Ziyech, I think, is underrated right now because all the other signings, I think people aren't talking about him enough. But I think that's good for him. I think it's gonna allow him to bubble. And from what I've been hearing from journalists and people that are looking and training, they're saying that the quality he's bringing is a clear improvement to the team. So I think he's going to be one to watch for next season. The worst, I would have to say the goalkeeper, just because, like you said, we don't know really who. Yeah. But if Kepa stays, we may see a different Kepa, and that's my hot take. That's my hot take. I know it sounds crazy, but we saw what he did when he first came to the club. He wasn't a bad goalkeeper. For some reason, his form went down. For many different reasons.
Coach?
But then that's the same with me saying this season we're going to see a different De Gea. I have a feeling. Because it could happen. It could happen.
It could happen. But at the same time,
it could just be an off season.
I think the quality is there.
and Kepa on two different levels. Come on now.
Yeah, for sure they are. They are. But I think we're just making a correlation with being goalkeepers. But yeah, I think there is still something there. I think now that we're bringing a different goalkeeper coach, we could see a bit there. He needs to put on a bit of size too. I think his wrist or weak or something. I don't know what's going on, but
I think he's still.
He needs to man up a little bit. And I think with Thiago, he is. And I think his mentality is a little bit weak. And I think with Thiago Silva, again, when we have someone shouting at him, that could help too. So we'll see. I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell.
All that, man. So it sounds like really, from what we're saying, the front three for Chelsea is what we're going to look out for. And the weakness is the goalkeeper. So we'll see what happens if you guys sort that problem out. Next season is going to be flipping amazing. But guys, thank you. That was an amazing podcast. Chelsea's looking solid. You guys, if you agree with what we're saying about this, get in the comments below.
Team in London.
Hold on. Nah. Allow that talk.
Team
allow that talk.
London, bro.
Yes, that talk.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.